International Hollywood stars started together in Los Angeles for the prestigious Film Awards ceremony, the 95th Academy Awards, which will take place today. And what is expected to happen at the 2023 Oscars? Well, now we will talk with our VOA's reporter, Gandira Pratama, who is currently on the champagne carpet. I refuse to call it red carpet now, but Gandira, how was the preparation for this year's red carpet?
Right, so like you mentioned before, the red carpet this year is actually not red, it's actually champagne color.
Yeah.
Now, according to the Academy CEO, it's actually champagne color because they want to make it more luxurious. And while Jimmy Kimmel said that there's no blood will be shed this year, referencing to last year's Oscar when Will Smith slapped Chris Rock. So there's a lot of major decisions why they chose the champagne color, but still it has some controversies. Now, this is the first time that it's not actually red ever since 1961. Before that, the color was actually green. Now, the champagne color carpet is 152 meters long and it's about 285 kilograms.
Wow.
So it requires around 18 people and 900 hours to set up. And as you can see, the Hollywood stars will walk from all the way to my left, all the way down there towards the Dolby Theater. And now it's an opportunity for them to show off their latest fashion designed by world-famous designers. And some of these dresses and outfits are very expensive. Apparently, the average cost of a dress worn by a Hollywood actress is up to $10 million. Wow. Well, the record is held by Kate Blanchett, who also received an Oscar nomination this year. She wore a dress for $18 million at 2018 Oscars.
Wow, that's like a staggering number. But okay, aside from the fashion, Gandira, we've seen lots of surprises in terms of the nominees and stuff like that. And also we saw, if I'm mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, we have 12 nominees for the Best Picture of the Year. But what can we expect from this year's Oscars?
Yes, so this year's Oscar, the 95th Academy Awards, is going to be held at Ovation Hollywood, specifically at the iconic Dolby Theater. It has been held here since 2001. And it will occur this Sunday, or tomorrow rather, at 12 March 2023. And the host will be Jimmy Kimmel, the Emmy-winning comedian, who already hosted this event 3 times. Oh, this is going to be his 3rd time. So he did it back in 2017 as well as 2018. And now what's interesting about this year's Oscar is that all 23 categories of the Oscars will be announced live via television. And there will be so many stars that will be chosen to announce at this year's Oscars, including Emily Blunt, Samuel L. Jackson, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Michael B. Jordan, Melissa McCarthy, Zoe Saldana, as well as Jonathan Majors. And now what's interesting about this year's Oscar is whether people are starting to discuss whether the slap will be discussed by Jimmy Kimmel or any other Hollywood stars. And now the slap, and now the slap has been, is starting to trend viral again in social media, especially because of 3 things. One, Eddie Murphy made a joke about the slap in this year's Golden Globe when he received the award. Chris Rock, after 1 year, said that he's ready to talk about the slap after he released a Netflix special called Outrage that was released last Saturday. And the Oscars said that it has a special team that will monitor crisis to prevent incidents like last year.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you got to learn from some mistakes, right? But yeah, I didn't mention about the nominees for the Best Picture category. We knew that Everything, Everywhere, All at Once made it to the card, and also All Quiet on the Western Front and Banshees of Inisherin. But what are the other movies being nominated for this Academy Awards Best Picture categories?
Right, so you mentioned the 3 movies, and those 3 movies are actually, chosen by a lot of experts to win this year, because Everything Everywhere All at Once has 11 nominations, which is the most in this year's Oscar. And is also starred by Malaysian actress Michelle Yeoh. It won the SAG Award for Best Motion Picture Cast this year. And the other 2 movies you mentioned is Banshees of Inisherin as well as All Quiet on the Western Front. Both movies have 9 nominations this year, which is the 2nd most. And Banshees of Inisherin already won the BAFTA for Best British Movie as well as the Golden Globe for Best Musical and Comedy. while All Quiet on the Western Front has won the BAFTA for Best Film overall. Now, the other movies are very interesting because this year's Oscar is interesting because it included two movies that are successfully in terms of blockbuster success. You know, they receive a lot of money. So these two movies are Top Gun, which received 6 nominations, which was starred by, action movie star Tom Cruise, as well as Avatar, which has 4 nominations. Now, both these movies combined for a blockbuster, $3.5 billion, which is the most out of all the movies. As well as this is the first time the Best Picture included 2 sequels in its category. Now, lastly, I also want to mention dark horses for the race. Now, I've chosen 2 dark horses, and I chose these 2 movies as potential winners and potential surprises because the Oscar has a history of choosing movies that are about characters about the entertainment world.
Yeah.
So the first movie is Fableman with 7 nominations. It is about the autobiography of one of the most legendary directors of all time, Steven Spielberg, and it won a Golden Globe for Best Drama this year, as well as Elvis, the King of Rock, which was starred by Austin Butler. It has received 8 nominations and it compiled around $280 million in the box office this year.
Oh wow, this is certainly going to be like so much interesting because lots of like what you said, blockbusters movie made to the cut, but also not only in the Best Picture category, but also in some others like Batman, or we saw some other superhero movies, and also one of the best original song, if I'm not mistaken, namely RRR, the Indian movie. I mean, like that's so interesting. But also, leading up to the Academy Awards, are there any other Oscars-related event in Los Angeles?
Yes, so firstly, I would like to, comment a little bit about RRR. It's one of the most beloved song in the whole world right now, which is Nadu Natu. It went viral in social media because all these netizens are trying to copy its dance move and was heavily inspired by that song. Yeah. But anyway, yes, leading up to the Oscar is called Oscar Week, and there are so many events around Los Angeles. The first one that I would like to mention is Oscar Luncheon, where, Oscar nominees get to gather around for the first time and take pictures together. And it's such a lovely event. All the stars are there, and it was a great time for everyone there. The other parties that I would like to mention are the pre-Oscar parties. There's one called the Time Gala, and this year they're celebrating women in Hollywood. So apparently Kate Blanchett as well as Angela Bassett, who both received nominations this year, are going to attend this event. There's also the Vanity Fair, which focuses on stars that are rising right now. And 2 actresses are slated to come to this event, which is Stephanie Sue as well as Danielle Deadwyler. Now, what's interesting as well is that the Academy Museum, which just opened 2 years ago, and has a lot of stuff about the Oscars. So you could go there to learn about the Oscar history. You could see memorabilia, props, and anything related to Oscars is all there in the museum. Anyway, this museum is also having film screening for all the Oscar-nominated movies. And the movies that are presented in the Academy Museum are in 4 categories, which is animation, short, documentary, as well as international film. Now, what's interesting is that those who come get to have a discussion with the filmmakers of those movies. So they could talk about the challenges they face when they make the movie or what inspirations they have when, they're coming up with this movie. Now, the last event that I would like to mention is the FIDM, or the Fashion Institute Design Museum, which this year and the previous year showcases Oscar-nominated costumes. And this year, there's so many different costumes that are so cool, from sci-fi to drama to action. But some of the movies that are nominated for this year's best costume includes Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and as well as Black Panther, which won in the first movie.
Oh, I will be looking forward to that. And also, we're waiting for more surprises, whether a non-English movie will again win the Best Picture after Life is Beautiful by Roberto Benigni back in, I don't know, probably early 2000. And The Parasite a couple of years ago, or probably this year's might be All Quiet on the Western Front's time, being, a German movie, or probably a lot more surprises. But Anyway, Gandira, Pratama, thank you so much from the champagne carpet of the Oscar. And we'll be waiting for your picture in your Instagram on that champagne carpet. That would be historical. Right. Thank you so much. And also, take care.
Yes, thank you, Hans, and please be sure to like my Instagram.
I will.